You send the message. You watch three dots appear. Then they vanish, and nothing comes back. Somewhere in your chest, a small, sharp ache opens up, and it feels exactly like a bruise. How can silence do that? A text message cannot bruise you. But the ache is real, and so is the reflex to check your phone again in 30 seconds, then again in a minute, like you're checking a wound. The truth is far stranger than you're just sensitive. Your brain is not speaking in metaphor. It is running an alarm system built for a world that no longer exists, and being ignored just tripped the same wire as a broken bone. Maybe for you, it wasn't a text at all. Maybe it was walking into a room where the conversation suddenly stopped. Maybe it was scrolling past a party you were never invited to. Different scene, same specific sting, right in the chest. Why does your body keep reacting the exact same way? In 2003, a neuroscientist named Naomi Eisenberger ran a strange experiment. She put people in a brain scanner and had them play a simple game, tossing a ball back and forth with two other players online. Then, without warning, the other players stopped throwing to them. They just excluded them, for no reason, for a few minutes. And the brain scans lit up in a region called the dorsal anterior cingulate cortex, the same region that fires when your body registers physical pain. Rejection did not just feel like an injury. On the inside, it looked like one. What could possibly wire a broken heart into the same circuit as a broken bone? The game itself was almost embarrassingly simple. Just an animated ball, and two other players tossing it back and forth in a triangle. For the first few throws, the excluded player caught it like everyone else. Then they watched it fly past them, again and again, and never come back. Follow-up research found lonely people don't just feel worse in the moment. Their brains grow more alert to any hint of social threat, scanning faces and voices for signs of rejection long after the actual rejection has ended. What good is a brain that stays on high alert like that? Your ancestors' brain wasn't only built to hurt when it got excluded. It was built to make sure exclusion never happened again. Researchers pushed the idea even further. In 2010, a team led by psychologist Nathan DeWall gave one group of volunteers a common painkiller, acetaminophen, the same drug sold in a bottle of Tylenol, every day for 3 weeks. A second group took a placebo, and neither group knew which one they'd been given. Every evening, both groups filled out something researchers actually call the hurt feelings scale, rating how much the small social sting of daily life had bothered them that day. By the end of 3 weeks, the people on the real painkiller reported measurably fewer hurt feelings than the group on the placebo. A pill built for a twisted ankle was quietly dulling heartbreak. Why would a system built to detect torn ligaments also police your friendships? The answer sits about 300,000 years back, before hospitals, before agriculture, before anything you'd recognize as a town. For most of human history, you did not survive alone. A lone human on the open savanna was not independent. He was food. Your ancestors lived in small bands, and the psychologist John Cacioppo spent decades studying what those bands meant for the brain. His research describes loneliness as an alarm, built the same way hunger is built, or thirst. Hunger tells you your body is running low on fuel. Thirst tells you it's running low on water. What would it feel like to run low on people? Loneliness told your ancestors exactly that. You are running out of tribe. And running out of tribe was never just a sad feeling. It was a death sentence. Cast out of the group, there was no one to watch for predators while you slept. No one to share meat when your own hunt failed. No one to carry you home if you broke a leg on a hunt. Exile did not register to your ancestors' brain as sadness. It registered as an emergency, on par with starvation, on par with an open wound, because in practical terms it was exactly that dangerous. Why would evolution waste a 5-alarm signal on something that didn't matter? Anthropologists who study small-scale hunting and gathering societies today see the same logic play out in how those groups punish people. Minor offenses got teasing, then ridicule. Persistent ones got shunning. Only the worst got full banishment, because everyone understood banishment was close to a death sentence. What punishment could possibly be worse than that? Almost none. Banishment was the harshest tool a group had, precisely because the body outside the group was so exposed. The anthropologist Robin Dunbar found something else revealing. He measured brain size against group size across dozens of primate species, then extrapolated the pattern to humans. What number do you think came out of that math? About 150. That is roughly the size of the communities early humans actually lived in. Hunting bands nested inside slightly larger clans. 150 faces. That was the entire social universe your brain evolved to track, worry over, and depend on for survival. Every one of those faces mattered enormously, because your life was quite literally in their hands. No stranger's face on a screen, no follower count in the corner of an app, no distant name in a comment section. Just the same 150 people, seen almost every single day. Here is the twist. That alarm system never got the memo that the world changed. Your brain still runs the same 300,000-year-old software, tuned for a village of 150 people who all needed each other to eat. But now you might have thousands of followers online and still eat dinner alone every night. You might have a phone full of contacts and nobody to call at 2 in the morning. Can a feed full of strangers ever satisfy an alarm built for a tribe? Apparently not. Your ancient alarm cannot tell the difference between a real tribe and a screen full of strangers, so it keeps firing anyway. A like gives the alarm a tiny dose of relief, just enough to keep you checking, never enough to actually turn it off. That is why silence after a text can feel like an injury. That is why watching someone else get invited, and not you, can make your stomach drop like missing a step. Your body is not overreacting. When did anyone ever update this software for group chats? Nobody did. It is still running the oldest safety code you own. You've probably felt your phone buzz in your pocket, reached for it, and found nothing there at all. That reflex is not random. So you check the phone again and again, sometimes before it has even buzzed, chasing a feeling of belonging that a screen was never built to fully deliver. 1 in 3 American adults now say they are online almost constantly. Meanwhile, only 16% say they feel truly attached to the community around them. Reachable by nearly everyone, and yet close to almost no one. What does that gap actually cost you? This is not a small personal quirk anymore. How big has this actually gotten? Big enough that it has become a public health statement. In 2023, the United States Surgeon General formally declared loneliness an epidemic, and the numbers behind that word are stark. Roughly half of American adults report feeling lonely. Chronic loneliness raises the risk of early death by nearly a third. It raises the risk of heart disease by almost as much, and the risk of dementia in older adults by roughly half. An ache that once protected your ancestors has quietly become a slow, physical cost for you whenever it goes unanswered. And there is a cruel irony hiding inside your phone. People who spend more than 2 hours a day on social media report roughly double the feelings of isolation of people who spend under 30 minutes. So why does the tool built to connect you to 8 billion people so often leave you feeling more alone? Because it was never built for the 150-person brain trying to use it. For many of you, it is making the ancient alarm louder, not quieter. So the next time you feel that specific physical sting from a message left on read, from a party you weren't invited to, from a room that goes quiet when you walk in, Notice it for what it actually is. It is not weakness. It is not oversensitivity. It is a 300,000-year-old alarm, inherited from ancestors who could not survive the group's silence, still doing its job as faithfully as it always has. The alarm was built to send you back toward people, not toward your phone. Eisenberger's original brain scans actually found something else worth knowing. A separate region, just behind your forehead, that could reach back and quiet the alarm down, but only once it registered that real support was on the way. Your brain does not just sound this alarm. It also holds the switch that turns it off. That switch only responds to the real thing. So answer the alarm the way it was designed to be answered. Call the person instead of texting them. Sit in the same room as someone you trust, close enough to actually see their face. Put the phone face down for an hour and notice who you'd actually want to tell about your day. Let an actual voice replace 3 dots that vanish into nothing. Because somewhere, right now, someone else is watching 3 dots disappear on their screen, feeling that same old ache, and wondering why a text message can bruise. Now you know. It was never about the text. It was about the tribe underneath it, still waiting for you to come home.